Okay, welcome back. So we're in kind of a precarious situation here. So you've been, watching this. You might know that we had a huge die-off in the previous episode, or the episode before that, where we ran out of food and we didn't have enough to support the population we had. So now all we're pretty much left with are a bunch of older people and a couple of young ones. But mostly people who are like in their 50s at this point. So one of our, I guess, solutions to this problem is to build a town hall and hope that we get some nomads. I was considering just canceling this particular building, which I think I might need to. That way the resources will go over here. I think this is really our only option at this point, is to hope that we get some nomads, get our population back up. Like, once these people start dying and leaving the houses, we'll have plenty of open housing. But yeah, it's sort of a dicey situation because a lot of our production buildings lost their people. We're also almost out of tools. We barely have any left in here, so just go ahead and empty that out. Thankfully, we still have a fair amount of silk built up, and that can definitely be used. So what happened was we ran out of food before we could get our cherries or blackberries up and running. So we just ran out and couldn't really do anything about it. We just ran out of food before we could really get our good food sources up and going. Now we're pretty much, out of out of all of our iron and stone. Don't really have a whole lot of laborers anymore. What we could probably go and do, though, is we could go ahead and collect all the stone up here. I don't think I picked up any on the other side of the river. So that would be really bad. There's nothing going towards that, which is good. Hopefully the stone gets moved over pretty quick. I think this house will be built and hopefully some more people will move in and start making some more children, because that's what we kind of need at the moment. One of the things that we could also maybe do is get a boarding house up and ready for potential nomads, and this would actually be a pretty good place for it if it fit. So again, we kind of need a lot of stone. Yeah, just go ahead and make that the highest priority, because we need to get that stone. Now, iron, on the other hand, there's some iron over here. Be nice to see like how much this would be. Yeah, because there's like a 73-year-old living by themselves, 68. Not the most ideal. How much would a cemetery be? Cemetery is too small. That needs a lot of stone as well. Again, we need this, and we need the town hall first. Deals can be made and certain needs met. The things like chapel, cemetery, those increase happiness. And if we would have had this like built prior to the die-off, it would have been a little better. Things like decorative items are also good. Building where colonial gentlemen and ladies alike do their important... Pretty much this is a porta potty. Now we could just start spamming down a bunch of these little things to try and help increase happiness. Which honestly might not be a bad idea since logs are something we actually have quite a bit of. Only problem is that it uses laborers and builders. Kind of wastes time. We need to have several beekeepers. So I forget how large this field is. I want to say it was like a 8x9. Probably check here pretty quick. 8 by I think 8x9 or 9x8 is the ideal one, but I personally would prefer to just keep it a nice square. Makes it a little easier for placing stuff down if it's all the same size. I think we are pretty good on food at this point. Got 2 barns, one down here, which is more for this area, these type of goods to go. And then we have one up here, which hopefully will be used more for like the blackberries and cherries and stuff. We do still have silkworms, or silkworm cocoons. and we can use those to sell for buying new things. Hopefully more seeds. Because food variety is a good way to keep people both healthy and happy. Still haven't really cleaned up everything up here. Don't think there's a whole lot of iron up in this area, but we might as well try and get it all. It's a good thing people live for quite a while. Okay, that's a good sign. Got some more people off on their own. Jeez. Yeah. People are going to die here pretty soon, I would say. And we need to unpause this now. So what's the point of the boarding house? So the boarding house is mainly for overflow. If you don't have any houses that new people can go into, they will go here. So, but people will not move out of a house that they're currently living in. So the main thing is if you decide to upgrade these things, they will have to go, and they'll have some place to go at the very least. Again, it's not the most ideal, and people don't really like that. I'm gonna raise this up to 6,000 since we're over halfway to that point. Starting to get some more, one, some more children, and two, starting to get more adults, which is good sign. It's a good sign. Boom, 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 boom. So we could add in another crop field, although I don't really like making too many of the same thing, because there is a reason why you don't do that. There can be like diseases, pestilence, that type of stuff that come up, and if you have a bunch of the same thing, there goes all of your crops. So not a great idea to do that. Again, our main sort of hindrance at the moment is our stone and iron production. Because unfortunately, these things just don't produce that much stone very fast. If anyone shows up with any stone or iron, we will definitely buy it from them, because we definitely need as much of that as we really can get. Sorry about that. Just need to check something. We are getting some tools, which is a good sign. Once you start running out of tools, it's bad. Really bad. Does look like someone's been over here to start digging out this iron. Pretty set on logs. I always kind of wish in these type of games there'd always be like a center. Like, you know how on Google Maps you have the little compass at the top. If you press on it, it'll like orient you to north automatically. That's what I kind of wish games like this had. Ordering stuff does cost more. Like, the goods do cost more in comparison, but it is actually kind of worth it to sometimes it's worth it to just do it, because then especially like with seeds and stuff, then you'll actually be able to get the seeds that you want. I'm going to double up on the roads over there just because it would look nicer. I'm waiting for a whole bunch of death notifications. Does look like someone has recently died. We're down a laborer. Oh, doesn't look like we got a notification about it. I guess they only come up when it's like a natural death or something. So I'm guessing like okay, I'm going to take another forester off. I don't really want to do that, but I think we need more laborers doing stuff. Getting more stone, honestly. Because there's a whole bunch, there's stuff over here that no one's taking to a build site, which is kind of an issue. I do kind of wish like iron and stone would pop back up after a while. Like, I know it's, especially like with iron, it doesn't make quite as much sense, but with stone at least, it would. Because, ground gets turned up here and there. Stone comes back towards the surface. People are being pretty on top of getting food. We are at 4,000, which is a good sign. Very happy about that. Hopefully you can't hear the door slamming in the background. My room is like right next to a door, like to the outside. So kind of pretty loud. Don't really want to take anybody off of food production. It'd be, again, it'd be really nice if these would show like how much they've recently produced. I think once we get the town hall, we'll get more information like that. But yeah, be nice to see like what all these apiaries are doing, because we have what, like 4 of them. Feels like we definitely should have a bit more than what we do. A bit more food than what we do. Hopefully these people get these fields taken care of. Honestly, I might go ahead and just start putting down a couple of wooden houses over here, just so we have some housing on this side. Damn deer are walking right in the middle of our fields. Oop, I see a trader. Probably could go back up to speed 5 now. Times 5. Trade, ooh. Trade an additional. I don't think we have enough. We're actually pretty low on firewood. That's probably what all this stuff is complaining about. Probably go ahead and send a bit more back to stockpile. Okay. Let's see. So we would need about 300 of this. $48. Oh, shoot. Please don't go, mister. We'll just put in an order for a couple things. Maybe he'll bring him back. $248. Additional, damn. Don't really have enough wood. That's the thing. I don't think we can pay this guy. That's unfortunate. I will put one guy back on to silkworm duty. And one person back onto wood cutting, since apparently we're hurting quite a bit on wood. Let's go ahead and cancel this firewood so it goes back into the supply. We are starting to get some stone. That's a good sign. So we do need at least 312 silkworm cocoons to pay for 1 seed. Just as a sort of future reference, because I'm probably going to forget. But yeah. So I think this is probably a good place to put in a cut. I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.